69, 77, 90, and 4,000 even. Support below at 41, 29, 17, 09, and 3,900. Pivot 48, support 41, 29, 17, 09, 3,900. Resistance on the other side at 60, 69, 77, 90, and 4,000. All right. A little bit of pressure again, but kind of, you can see here after the sell-off on Tuesday with the CPI number, it's kind of trying to settle into a range here, see if it does or doesn't. But trying to consolidate here a little at these new levels and see where the market's going to go from here. All right. Let's see here. Any numbers coming out this morning? We did have initial claims come out this morning. It was 150 something, the lowest in a long time. So very interesting. That continues even to be positive. A very low number as far as people going out there and looking for jobs, right? Again, the job market is still very strong. At 9 o'clock, we've got business inventories. So just a little bit of a number here at 9 o'clock. Not really a big number, but you never know these days. All right, the market is under a little bit of pressure, opening up a little bit of pressure here this morning. But as you can see here from, they did it down to that 29 area and then popped back up. And then it got really strong last, it was like half an hour, 15, 20 minutes of the day, if you were around. All right, so just a small number. It's 26 handle, not too bad. I think yesterday we were at 27 handles, so because of the consolidation here, we're taking some of the volatility out of the market, which makes sense. Mostly they continue to not good or not. All we can do is trade what the market gives us. Welcome some of you folks that are here. We're trading ASPs. Look at where
Hi, how are you?
Based on the levels, which is really loud. You can see the chat. In addition to any price action opportunities that might occur. Yesterday, we had quite a few really loud, and first half hour, maybe we were up 5 or 6 really quick. Today it's a little bit more subdued and contained as far as opportunity is concerned so far. So there's no stuff like that. It's yesterday we were busy right away. See, every day brings its new set of dynamics to the market, right? Every day we can never understand what's going to happen. If we did, it would be too easy, right? So we have to play through our gyrations of dynamics that happen every day in the market, and we just never know what volatility is going to present itself, which way it's going to go. I mean, if you know, let me know. I mean, sometimes I wish I could tell you we were going to break 150 points the next day. I wouldn't be here. Really that simple. I see. I hear you there, bro. I hear you, Don. I see. I see. We'll see. Right? If you only knew, if you only had tomorrow's paper today one time. Well, it used to be tomorrow's paper, right? That was the old saying. If you had tomorrow's paper today, but now it's tomorrow's internet feed, whatever that is. For those of you who remember that there were still newspapers out there, I know, I know, I know. So that's yeah, that was the old saying. So if you only had tomorrow's paper today one time, imagine you sell the high, you buy the low, 150 points later, and you say, "All right, I will see you next year." Well, yeah, next year, I might never see you again. Not look, when we were saying those things, we never got a 150 point S&P move. Let's put it that way. That was unheard of. You know, I mean, the biggest one day loss at the time in 1987. I think I was just starting on the floor at that time. Was that 500 point drop? That was amazing. Right? That was like, oh my god, look at this. Now we get those in an hour. It's amazing what could happen when you have computers that work faster than ever now. Trouble is brewing in the investment banking sectors as clients stay worried about the current economic environment and aggressive Fed and the potential of a recession are weighing on corporate deal makings while soaring inflation continues to dim the outlook. IPOs have also hit the brakes this year as the market recorded its worst first half to a year since 1970. JP Morgan's revenue for underwriting debt and equity and advising on deals could drop 45 to 60% in the third quarter from a year earlier, according to the president, CEO, and COO. That compares to 3.3 billion in revenues the division achieved in the third quarter, but was eventually followed by a 44 plunge in the first 6 months of 22. The estimates are notable as the banks are heading into the coming earnings season next month, with JP Morgan announcing quarterly results on October 14th. The biggest ES draw, I mean, we've been getting, I mean, I think when we had them, when we had the COVID scare pandemic situation, those were crazy days and quick, you know. We've definitely been around them. And also if you really think about it, the height, the percentages, right? I mean, at the time when the market went down 500 points, I think it was like 15 percentage point drop. Could be more. I'm not sure. So, and then now, then the Dow was at 3,000, 4,000, whatever it was, 5,000, whatever it was. And now you're at 30s, 30 some, or 36,000. So 1% move in the Dow, is, in the S&P, I should say, um, is what, 3%? 1% is about 39 S&P points. So I mean, so you get, it's as we quickly come down here to the 42 as I'm chit chatting away. Now working the 42 area here. Trying to work the 42 area anyway. That's obviously get was chit-chatting away, and we broke down because we were just at 50 just a second ago. I mean, that's why I didn't think we were down here at 42 so fast. Anyway, we're working the 42, so work the 42. Again, you got in, depending on how you scaled in, getting a little bit of an, all right, there we go. Nice little push up here. And there's your 3 points on the trade here. All right, so nice little quick rotation there against the 42. Didn't have to worry about it that much. Didn't have to work it too bad. Got a nice quick 3 points out of it. Scaled in a little bit. Maybe we were down to 41. So nice little trade all around. And a nice little pop back up here. Okay. All right. So way to start the morning here. It's always good to start on a positive note. You get 2 positive notes, then you're thinking about, cutting down your size, don't trade too much, take the profit, move on to the next day. It's a long, it's not one day. It's a journey here. We're here on a journey. It's every day. So well, again, if anybody has any questions in the chat, it's a good place to have them. Nice rotation there against our 41 area. I had 41. Why did I say 42? I don't know why I said 42. I had 41. Got down to 40 and a half. I got filled there at 41. I'm wondering why I said 42. And right back up here to the 50s. Wow, that was nice. I think I put in 42 and then 41. That's why I thought it was, that's right. I had 42s and then 41 and then 40 below. All right, nice rotation there against that entry point down there, coming right up here to our blue band. We feel about our blue band, maybe take some profits here. If you still have them, that was a quick rotation, so some of you might still have extra contracts, but definitely take some profits here against our blue band. And if you're trading the blue band, nice little trade and a nice quick rotation off of that. And we got a little resistance around the 60 area. All right, nice little trade there. If you did jump in, even if you scalped the blue band there, you did okay. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. A railroad strike is averted. And market didn't even react to it too much. So you got to wonder how much the market really discounted or did not discount. Or maybe they kind of knew, maybe they were thinking they have to, they can't. It would have been suicidal at this point to have a railroad stoppage. And you were getting, Amtrak and all the local railroad companies, commuter companies that were going to be taking people into the city were telling people to cut off, that they were not going to have service. It was going to go. It was going to be a disaster. That I don't think at this moment in time they could afford one. Yeah, 1/3 of that's of all goods. But there was one sector which I don't remember what it was, that it was like 90% of it. So it was going to be a problem. It was going to create a big issue quickly. And again, it's just timing, right? I mean, you got the unions that have the upper hand in regards to giving them timing. And according to, the railroads are making record profits. I guess, everybody's entitled to a little bit of the pie, especially since I heard that they were debating these contracts for like 3 years now. It wasn't just recently that they came to this, you know, um, uh, area of disagreement. They were talking about this for a while. All right, we're just kind of hanging here around our blue band. If you did jump in against our support down there, you did okay. And now we're just kind of hanging here. Got 60s, our next resistance area. They did get up to 57, 57. So be a little bit careful there around the 60. For those of you concerned about my grand dog, he is officially back home with his mother. Thank goodness. I was never so happy to drive into the city in traffic to take him back home. Yeah, I'm glad you love it. He's just a handful. I mean, it's just a handful. Like I said, he's a city dog, so he's okay in the house. There, I have an apartment in the city. He's okay in the apartment there, just kind of lounging around, doing whatever. But that's an apartment. Here in our house, he has to be outside. I mean, he wants to be outside on the porch, and he doesn't. He just sits on a stoop. He doesn't even go for a walk because he just likes to see all the wildlife that's running around that he doesn't get to see in the city. Wildlife. We got a couple squirrels. He just gets off on that stuff. What can I tell you? But you got to sit with him. He won't sit, and then again, you won't sit there alone. Especially, we have a porch, but it's closed, so you won't sit there alone. You have to go sit with him. No, it's really nice. It's kind of summerish, and the weather's been tough to do when it's wintertime. All right, there you go. Way to go, Philip. Discipline, discipline. That is the definition of discipline right there. You have a great day, and that is very hard to achieve in this business. They are talking to me. Takes a lot of discipline sometimes to make sure you get out of those losers when you don't want to. There's a lot of times, they say the best scalpers will always sell the low and buy the high, right? Best scalpers. That means you're disciplined. And how many times have you got out of a trade and it's reverted and come back, either go your way or you can scratch it, right? That's what happens. That's okay. Anyway, good job there, Philip. Talk to you tomorrow. Thousands, yes. Yes, I understand. And many more people have, you can add a zero onto that or two, right? As they say, what's a couple zeros between friends? That is done too. Ah, as we quickly come back up here, now we're getting to, remember I said be a little bit careful there around the 60 because of where we ended up. So be mindful of that. You always have to look at the price action to kind of help you make a decision on the trade. And you had to consider where the market kind of stopped a little bit before that. And then now proceeding here, quickly coming up here to the 69 area. All right, nice little quick rotation there against our 69 area. I know it was a little tough. We had to be concerned with the 60. We gave you a reason to be concerned about it. Quickly came up here, got up to 67 and a half there. No, 68 and a half, I'm sorry. And hopefully you got filled on your scale. Quickly coming back down here. All right, nice little rotation there against our first resistance area. Again, you had to obviously scale in. And, it makes sense, right? We always talk about scaling in these days because we're not perfect, but that's as good as we can get right there. I thought you were done. Look at those two texts that you just sent me in a row. Can't help yourself. That's funny. I've had my orders in there and I'm talking away and then I get filled. I don't even realize I'm getting filled. But remember, like I always say, I have stops in there when I do get filled when I'm talking, and I don't have my not looking at my ladder ticket, and then all of a sudden I look over and oh, it's hit my spot. And again, the 60 we talked about how risky it was. Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. But to me, it just sounded like you were still, participating. You know what I mean? Railroad workers and companies have finally come to a tentative labor agreement that would avert a strike, which was set to go into motion shortly after midnight today, this evening, this morning. I don't know, however you want to. The Association of American Railroads said the deal would give the railroad employees a 24% wage increase during the 5-year period from 2020 to 2024, as well as an immediate payout that averages about $11,000. While the contract covers around 60,000 workers, it still needs to be ratified by the holdout unions, and the sick leave policy needs to be ironed out. As we continue to uptick here, looking for the 77 area on the upside, it's our next level of resistance. Let's see, if you look at, basically we are in the same kind of range we've been at. We'll see if we break out. Obviously, if we get above, I say if we get above 85, we'll have a chance to run up to the higher levels. So we'll see. 77 next resistance area on the upside here. Tentative agreement reached tonight is an important win for our economy and our people and the American people. President Biden wrote in the statement, it is a win for tens of thousands of railroad workers who worked tirelessly through the pandemic to ensure that the American families and communities get deliveries of what has kept us going during these difficult years. The last minute deal averts a strike that could have halted shipments of key goods and disrupted the flow of commodities across the country. About 40% of long haul trade is transported by rail, as the strike could have idled more than 7,000 trains while costing the U.S. economy an estimated $2 billion per day. It's amazing. They have to give up all this money as we quickly continue to rally here, and all the railroad companies pre-market are well, they were up. They were up. So it's not like they're getting hurt by the bottom dollar and their stock prices are down. They're all up 2.5%, 3%, anywhere between 2 and 4%. Amazing, right? All right, we continue to uptick. A little resistance around the 77 area next. All right, we do have a small number of business inventories coming out here at 9 o'clock, top of the hour, about 4 minutes. Yeah, yeah, he's been around quite a while, right? Saw that. I'm not a big tennis fan, but I do go and once in a while, with when I do my basketball thing, they do have tennis as part of one of the sports I went to see. Um, some of these kids play, and man, they are fast. It doesn't look quick on the TV, but they are really quick. Some of those kids are really fast. I mean, the older kids anyway. That's a, I guess, I guess if you look at 'em, when we're playing basketball, I guess on the court, I expect kids to do certain things, and I don't look at it that way. But when I go watch another sport, like I went to watch soccer too, that 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 those kids are really quick and fast feet. Man, they were fast. Those kids. I appreciate speed when I go to watch other sports, and especially if you're standing on the sideline and you can feel it and you're watching it really up close. Because my kids, I push them to try to get fast. You can't teach two things in sports, especially in basketball. You can't teach height, and you can't teach speed. You either have it or you don't, right? So All right, we are here on the highs. We have a small number coming out right now. I don't think it'll do anything, but let's not get carried away. Who knows? All right, we got 77s, our next level of resistance that we have. Yeah, let's see, the SEP is at 52, and we're at yeah, it's still staying with this 18 point difference here. So yeah, it's going to be closing there as we continue to rally here off of this number. So a small number that's come out. Again, when come out up here, we have a little resistance around the 77 area. And I don't think it's going to actually. All right, coming right up here to the 77 area. It is off of the number. I don't know if that's was the impetus for the move up here, but working the 77 area now. You got all the way up here to 77 and a half. So nice little rotation here against the 77. Nice quick 3 points here. Did not take too much heat at all on that. All right, nice little trade there for us if we did jump in. So our levels have worked very nicely for us this morning. These are the nice days where we don't have to work. They just go up there, they touch it, they get us filled, and they rotate nicely for us. And we say, thank you. Just remember, when we have to work in order, when we get run over, that these days do happen where we actually don't have to take any heat on some of these trades. You always remember the losers. They're the ones that always hurt. And you remember those and you forget how sometimes we do have the nice, easier trades that we don't think about. We repost the levels again. There they are. As you can see, the 41 worked perfectly. Got down to 40 and a half. And then we got up here to 60, and that worked very nicely. And then the 60, well, the 60 did not work, but we also warned you about that because of the fact that it got up to 57 and change right before that. And then we did quickly pop up to 69, which worked very nicely. And then right here at 77. So nice couple trades there for us. And again, remember to remember when we have to work on a level or we have to take a quick loss because we got run over. Everybody remembers the losers. Trust me, I know. I can remember all my losing days, my big losing days. I can remember those much easier than I can remember my big winning days, only because they're painful. They're just painful. All right, nice quick little pop there up to the 77. Nice rotation off of it. Right now, I've got support around the 55 to 57 area. Yeah, let me give you some levels here on the upside so I can stop this rally. Above 4,000, we got 11, 19, and then 28. 11, 19, and 28. Thank you. If you look at the chat, we have included those additional levels. Again, every time I've given any additional levels one way or the other, usually means that's about it. I put a kibosh on anything. We shall see. Okay. All right. Again, when you have the range of that we've gotten through today, both on upside, downside, and we come back into the middle of the range, it's gonna tough to get too excited about too much, but we've had some good opportunities there for us this morning so far. We can't complain about that. And now we're just kind of slowly might be drifting back into the middle of the range there, which obviously takes a lot of the luster out of the trade for us, especially since we've rotated to our levels. Remember, I did say if we get above 84, 85 area on the upside, it could lead up to a little bit of a rally back into the 4,000. So as you can see, we have 90, and then we gave you those levels above. And definitely uh, between the last couple of days, seems that 80 area. That was yesterday's high, and I think we had that also if you were trading in the afternoon. That seems that we have to get above that 83, 84, 84, 85 area for us to push higher, and we have to hold it, obviously. So, a little range bound here. Yep, got right up there for you. Again, 77 worked well. Our support level is down at 55 to 57, but not anymore. So we never got back down there. So we are continuing to uptick here. All right. Again, just kind of hanging. Again, we had both our levels got triggered, so we're pretty much in a no trade zone right in here. But as you can see, we're definitely in a little bit of a range. So All right, I was just breaking down here a little bit. A little support down around the 58 area. Really coming down really quick here, so be a little bit careful. You never know when there's some news has been decimated that's affecting the market. Yeah, like I said, it seems like somebody said something right now that's creating this little push here to the downside. Right here to the 55 area that we talked about. Nice little quick push up here off of the 55 area. Fifty-five to 56, a nice little rotation back here off of that. So, all right. Well, I got the five and a quarter there. All right, nice quick rotation. Again, we wait for these, again, we don't know what news propelled it to make this quick move down here, but something made it make that quick move. And market quickly rotated off of that. All right. I mean, not surprising that we did come right back down to the our little range here. They kind of tested the top of the range, not coming back, and kind of maybe hanging out here in the middle. Again, there are There's going to be news reports that's come out during the day, and that obviously created a little push here. We did have support around the 55 area there, and we did pop up off of that, and now we're just kind of coming back down here. So it could be some news that did come out and created this little push, and could continue to do so as the day goes on. So you never know when that's going to happen. So that's why we always make sure we tell you to keep your stops in place. Yeah, we continue to downtick here. Again, we went through our levels on the downside. We're looking down at the downside, all the way down at 29. That'll be our next support level down there. It's amazing how we could completely turn around. We were very bullish, and all of a sudden we completely lost that. And now we've basically come back down here to our pivot area. So if you're more risk averse, you're probably looking at the 29 as the next good support level that we have. All right, continue to downtick here. And we really don't have anything solid till 29. All right, now we're just kind of bouncing around our pivot area here a little bit. Trying to figure out what it wants to do after that quick rotation of the highs there. So in about 10 minutes, we cover everything that we've done for the last, I don't know, 30 minutes, in just one little move. That's what happens here. All right. Again, still under pressure. Next good support level will be down at the 29 area. I did tell you that we can always put a kibosh on a rally or a break. That's all I can say. Every time we give additional levels, boom, good as gold. All right. Well, we come quickly down here, and now we're just kind of hanging here on the lows against our pivot area. So we've definitely gotten neutral pretty fast, right? All right, market again found a little support there around our pivot area. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Obviously, things have slowed down quite a bit, and now we've traded off of our levels and come back into range. So we're kind of this is like a no trade zone area here.
All right. Again, we are just kind of got back into the range, albeit the bottom end of the range, but also kind of hanging around our pivot. So we're just kind of neutral for sure. And again, we talk about this. It's a little no trade zone area here. Next level that we have on the downside would be at 29. And just kind of here in the middle, just kind of it could really go either way here. We could rotate back to the middle of the range, or we could make a move back down. So who knows? But being patient is important. We've had some good opportunities this morning with the levels we gave out, in addition to some price action plays. So we should be okay, and kind of let this thing kind of do its thing as far as we're concerned. And just be patient and wait for the I guess wait for the 29. Retest it at that spike low down there from yesterday. Might not be the worst idea. And we'll see. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know. It could easily go back right into the middle of the range here and just kind of hang. If it's, and we're talking about the range from yesterday, today, and kind of consolidating here a little bit. So, but it did move around for us this morning, gave us some good ample opportunities to trade. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We do like questions. But definitely the market's kind of jittery here. I don't know what created the little push to the downside. Maybe just where we're at in this market. All right, that we're not really or range bound, at least until we see what the next move is going to be. Especially the interest rates will keep going up. So it's a little bit of a problem for the economy. It depends how they're going to handle it. Maybe they were a little bit over exuberant when they were expecting the inflation numbers to be better than expected as far as on the downside. But that didn't happen, and created a little flush 2 days ago, and we kind of maintained. That little move to the downside yesterday afternoon was quickly inverted, and rotated back up. So they're pretty much trying to consolidate here a little bit. We'll see, but if it doesn't, we got those levels on the downside. And the upside, I mean, right now we're just, if we slowly uptake back up here, we're definitely definitely in the no trade zone area here. So patience is important. Picking your spots, waiting. We did have some nice opportunities there. So that is where we're at. So patience again. We can't really. We can't. I wish I could have told you to sell it up there and just hold it for about half an hour later, and you covered like 30 points. But I just don't know. The good indicator you got was that I gave you more levels to the upside, but that's not. That's crazy. We also did say, I think the important part of this market right now is the 38.85 area. I think if we get above that and hold above that, could give us a little bounce back up to the upside. But that's obviously, I thought might have been for today, but obviously it's not. So we'll see. Maybe it will be. Who knows? But whatever created that little push to the downside here is holding the market down, as you could tell. All right, so let's be patient. And again, our next really good support level would probably be down at the 20, at the 29, and we give you those other levels on the downside that you have. We'll see